Und ich wollte jetzt nochmal gucken, was war jetzt nochmal Fishing Mist. Carp, Rocket Beater, stimmt. Und Tristan River. Dann sammeln wir den da. Jetzt sollte aber theoretisch auch hier im Pond auftauchen. Dementsprechend mit und der letzte, den konnten wir nur. Ja, der ist auch storylocked. Der letzte ist auch storylocked.
Sore! Mazu mazu da na. Sore! Mazu mazu da na. Sore!
Dann so Tristan Lake gehen. Den nehmen wir auf jeden Fall mit. Der gibt mir sehr weit. Ja, sehr weit. Ja, Space sehr weit, so rum. Mega Spaß, super selber. Space Server ist wirklich das Server, was man am meisten braucht. Ich dachte wirklich fast alle Sachen, Jesus.
なんだこれそれなんだこれ
Stimmt, da fällt mir auch ein, wir müssten auch mal gucken, wie die Slots aussehen bei Kanal und Willi. Achso, kann ich gerade nicht. Ich will so nicht direkt das Actors triggern. Ich weiß mal, das Fischen in uns bringt. Ja, dann muss ich wirklich nur noch an 2 Spots danach fischen. Und bin dann. So.
それ やった大物だそれなんだこれそれ
Du wirst dann aber wo. Ja, wohl. Wie gesagt, aber den Geist mit den Rods-Angaben passt manchmal auch nicht. Diese Fischgeil, denke ich, ja, muss man wirklich mit Grain of Salt nehmen. Und ich denke mal, ich kann mit Schläglos da rausnehmen, wahrscheinlich den Pool reduzieren, wenn das hier auftaucht. Ich brauche nicht 10.000 Kernfisch.
やった大物だそれやった大物だ
Oh, here we get a rod.
それ へえいいのがかかったな
Dann kriegen wir eine Rainbow Trout.
それ
Why not? Warum kriege ich jetzt noch Rainbow Trouts?
へえいいのがかかったなそれ まずまずだなそれ
Ach komm, ich kann doch nicht so unlucky sein, einfach kein Rocky da kann.
まずまずだなそれ よしゲットだそれ
Ich gucke jetzt nochmal extra nach, Alter.
よしゲットだ
So. Tschüss. Gott. Ja, sagen wir einfach wirklich River mit Beginner Rod. Dann habe ich einfach echt nur scheiße RNG. Kann doch nicht mein ganzes Crownbait holen, die Spratte ich später noch. Ich brauche kein geladenes Bass.
よしゲットだそれ よしゲットだ
Finally. Jetzt verpflichten wir jetzt aber auch noch raus.
やった大物だ
So, dann für später. Das stimmt, später hätte ich nicht vergessen und ich später in der Story dahin kommt, dass ich noch den anderen Fisch fange. Wo ist noch was anderes, was man mitnehmen könnte? Nicht wirklich. Die Beach-Charges wären halt noch nice, Consumables, aber ich habe erstmal noch nichts genug davon. Na gut. Dann würde ich mal sagen, wir gucken uns erstmal die 7 Mysteries. Ich schreibe mal kurz was. Stimme, also mein Mund ist extrem trocken. Welcome to the Occult Research Society. What kind of fortune would you like me to tell you for you today, Reign of Class 7? Health, romance, I can even give life advice if that's what you wish. Sorry, I'm not actually here to get my fortune told. Don't worry, I'm well aware of that. You're sent by the student council around you. You could have at least played along for a little, not much fun. Kind of fun. That's a strange one, alright. He's got quite a reputation amongst the girls as an uncannily accurate fortune teller, though. Yeah, something you'd like to ask of me, is there not? Answers are merely a question away. Do you wish to know what kinds of rituals and curses are my favorites, perhaps? That's probably the kind of thing I'm better off not knowing, thanks. She didn't just read my mind, did she? Nah, she gonna have. So, you have been informed about what I want you to do? Yeah, you want me to look into the Academy's 7 mysteries, right? Precisely. The sooner you can start investigating, the better. Are you ready to begin? Sure. When you're I know a lot of schools across the country have mysteries like these, but I didn't know that Torsi just had all of his own. And I'm glad I could give you the good news. They've become a hot topic among some of the girls recently. I wouldn't have guessed. But you said that you wanted me to look into these 7 mysteries. Does that mean you don't know what all of them are and want me to find out what you don't know about? Oh, I know the basics of each mystery already. What I'd like to ask you to do is to investigate how credible each one is. Let's see. Is it something I'll really be able to investigate? Or, I mean, if this were natural. If you can just think of it as part of your investigation, if you can't come to any conclusions, so be it. However, to be more specific, I would like you to talk to the people most likely to know something about each mystery. I could do it myself, but I'm not exactly what you would call a people person. Right. Okay, I think I get what you want me to do now. Can you give me a head start by telling me what you know about each of the 7 mysteries, though? I think if I told you everything at once, it might be so much horror to take in that it would stop your heart. So ask me about them one by one, and I will tell you about what I know about each. That sounds like a good way to do it. Right, leave the investigation to me. Thank you, I look forward to reading what you discover. You uns trotzdem verladen. I'll show you about the 7 Academy 7 mysteries. Yes. The first mystery, the crying sculpture. A sculpture in question rests in the art room. It's used as a reference for sketches. If you dare draw near, you can see tear tracks running down its face. Aha. What's more, the tears return after wiping away. Or is it that the tears originate from a human head contained within? Okay, I was on board up until then, so that's too extreme to believe. You think so too? Is those sorts of stories always contain some kernel of truth? Perhaps speaking to the head of the art club will allow you to find it. The second mystery is that of the haunted piano. One night, a student walking by the music room heard someone playing the piano. Drawn by the sound, they took a peek into the room, only to find it empty. Well, that name certainly fits. They claim it's a music-loving ghost playing the piano in there. A ghost who likes music, that's all. Seems a bit lazy to me. Agreed. At least give the ghost some elaborate, tragic backstory to explain its connection to the piano. You got us. Perhaps you could learn more from that of the Meadow restaurant. I believe his name was Sibel. Thirdly, we have the mystery of the Forbidden Tome. Now, this one is interesting. Apparently, the Academy's library houses a book containing one of the world's greatest secrets. The book is passed down from one library head to the next, all of whom are tasked with keeping it safe from prying eyes. Here in Kidding, this one is pretty interesting. It pleases me to know that I have a pun fascination. Just imagine if it were something about the fall of the ancient Sumerian civilization. How romantic. The person currently in charge of the library is Instructor Thomas. He's likely the only person who knows for sure. The fourth mystery tells of the hidden graves. This legend dates back 250 years. It said that many who died in the War of the Lion lie buried beneath this academy. More specifically, their bodies are buried directly below what is now the field. Ah, is there more to this story? Oh, there most certainly is. They say that on some cursed nights, the corpses of the buried rise from their graves to bathe in the moonlight. And when they do, their long-hidden graves surface from the field, returning it and leaving haunts. Well, that explains why it's a mystery called the hidden graves, at least. But honestly, I was kind of expecting the mystery to be a little creepier. You must be getting used to the macabre mysteries. Good. Wait, what do you mean by good? Regardless, the best people to ask about the field would be the members of the Riding Club. I believe the club's captain, Lambert, is home for the summer. Perhaps you should ask Paula instead. The sports club's garage is the topic of the fifth mystery. Given how the sports clubs train, it's not uncommon to hear screaming coming from their general direction. But some say the screams can be heard coming from something else, dwelling in the gymnasium. The rumors say that those screams are a grudge of sorts, and manifestations of all the stresses sports club members face. This one seems a bit backwards to me. Working up a sweat should wash away your stresses, not make a monster out of them. Only select few would share that sentiment. But ignorance of others' feelings might just lead you to an unfortunate end. Right. No matter. It may be wise to ask the captain of the fencing club for further details on this mystery. I think her name is Frida. The sixth mystery surrounds the crimson devil of Lake Hell. If you paid much mind to the pond beside the gymnasium, they say that it has a direct connection to Hell itself. More amazingly, they say a resident of Hell, the Crimson Devil, shows up at the pond from time to time. But that's certainly something. Any word on that? What it looks like? Sadly, the only descriptor referred is that it has 2 massive claws. It might be best to ask the man who fishes there often if you wish to know more about this mystery. Do you know Kenneth? He's a first year in the Imperial Fishing Club. He's a noble, though he acts as though he's not. Nevertheless, he is the club's head. Perhaps he knows something. Maybe. The seventh and final mystery is of the poltergeist in the upper class dormitory. To be frank, I've never heard information about this one, but it seems as though furniture, cutlery, and the likes are often found broken in the upper class dormitory. If people are saying a poltergeist is responsible, so it seems. Considering the mess it seems to be making, I can only imagine that the dormitory mates would know something. Perhaps you should ask them for information. Good. Dann machen wir das mal. Ja, machen wir sie von 1 bis 7 runter, würde ich mal sagen. Das heißt, das erste wäre Clara im Art Club. Ups. Ja. I'm pretty sure this girl is the head of the art club. Excuse me, I could have a minute of your time. No, I'm busy. But my ears work, so I can listen to whatever you have to say. Good, say your business. Okay. I guess she's going to keep working while I talk. That's pretty impressive. I'm actually looking into the Academy 7 mysteries. One of which is the art room's correct sculpture you would like to know anything about. Condensation. Sorry? Like I said, it's condensation. I have no idea how many people have come in to ask about that. They're not here, just condensation. Water vapor and air, a big word scale. Who in their right mind would have actually believed the sculpture could cry? Guess the world will never run out of idiots. I see. Is that it? Yep, pretty much. Looking for the information or something. I mean, quick and easy. Not gonna complain about that. statten wir der Kapelle nochmal einen Besuch ab. I think this is Cyber from the Orchestra. Oh, hey, what's up? I have a quick question for you. I'm trying to investigate the 7 mysteries of the Academy. What have you heard about the haunted piano? Oh, that story. That's the one about a ghost playing the piano in an empty room, isn't it? Ah, so you do know it. What can you tell me about it? Oh, so you want to know the truth, huh? As it turns out, the ghost was me all along. Really? Okay, calm down. I didn't mean that I'm actually a ghost. The rumor started spreading because someone heard noises in what they thought was an empty room, but I'm pretty sure they just stumbled along while I was tuning the piano. Really? Honestly, it's not exactly rare to end up totally obscured from view when you're tuning certain parts of it. Chances are that whoever heard it at the time just couldn't see me. So basically, I'm your so-called ghost. That makes sense, right? So though, you were probably hoping for something a bit more exciting. Not at all. You told me just what I needed to hear. Oh, I'd not be thrilled though. Thank you for your time. Oh, not a problem. Dann haben wir als nächstes Thomas. Ich vergesse immer wieder, dass ich auch noch sprinten kann. On top of mein Speed-Up. Read, my boy! What sort of questions have your inquiring mind come up with today? Just happens I'm looking into something for a fellow student. Here's something about a forbidden tome supposedly locked away in the library. A forbidden tome? Why, what a fascinating idea. Just imagine if it contained details on the sacraments of the ancient Sumerian civilization. Or perhaps it could be a grimoire written by the Crossbell's alchemists of the Middle Ages. Sehr schön, dass die hier auch referenziert werden. And refilling if one really existed. I mean, die Bücher existieren vielleicht nicht, aber die Alchemisten, ja, die sind gerade dabei, viel Spaß in Crossbell zu haben. Yeah, sure would. In words, it doesn't. What exactly inspired you to ask about this imaginary tome? I'm investigating several mysteries of the Academy. And what has to do with a book full of words, creators, secrets hidden deep in this library. Ah, so that's what this is all about. This year's story is even more absurd than the one I've heard last year, but I do believe I know what you're talking about. You do? The tome the story refers to is in fact a volume of... how should I put this? A gentleman's special interest literature. Seriously? At least the forbidden part is right. Not because it's dangerous or anything, but because it's rather naughty. We tell you boys time after time not to bring those sorts of things into the academy, but somebody always has to try. Well, boys will be boys, I suppose. This little tale started because we gathered the contraband here before we dispose of it. That's one way to do things. So, if you have to have a prized collection of your own, make sure to leave it under your mattress back home. Unless you want me to find it and share what you're into with Dr. Sarah and the rest of the faculty. I have no idea what you're talking about. Well, anyway, there's nothing especially unusual or mysterious about this library, I'm afraid. You've made it abundantly clear. Thank you for your time, Instructor. Ich würde es nicht wundern, wenn Crow zum Beispiel hier schon mal sein Ding konfisziert bekommen hat. Crow wäre so ein Typ. Kann ich mir gut vorstellen. You're reading from Joseph's class, right? That's right, and you're Paula from class 5, I assume. That might sound weird, but I'm currently looking into these mysteries surrounding the school. I've heard about the rumor they're calling the hidden graves. I have. That's the one about the dead rising from their graves on the field, right? But I found a hole on the field a while back, but the only thing that came out of that was an exam with a bad grade. Wow. Seriously? Yep, seems like someone couldn't deal with getting a score that bad, and they tried to put their test success rate under. They didn't even bury it though, just dug a hole and tossed it in. filled up since someone could have tripped. But with a crate like that, you could say the only grave our corporate duck was his own. Yeah, that joke was so bad I can't even force myself to laugh. That aside, thanks for the info, that was a big help. Sehr schön. Dann Friedel. 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 I think she's the captain of the fencing club, right? Sorry about you, but could I ask you a question? No buff at all? That's great. As so happens, I'm looking into the several mysteries of the academy, word of the sports club's garage. Oh sure, people have been talking about it since I was the first year. Although, I don't suppose it will gain much traction next year. Why's that? It's presumably those screams don't come from people, but the door that used to be here. It had been in bad condition for years and used to make those awful screeching noises. So I asked for a replacement at the beginning of the month. I think it's nice and quiet around here. Well, that explains that. Thanks for information. You're welcome. Das sind alles so dumme Mysteries, Alter. Zumindest die Resolution davon ist halt so. Ja, wow. Irene still fishing the good fish. I don't think that's how the saying goes, but I guess you could say that. There's actually something I was hoping to ask you about. Does the Crimson Devil of Lake Hell ring any bells? Ah, that's one of the Academy's 7 big mysteries, right? It's the only one I know, at least. But seriously, though, did anyone really believe this place was connected to Hell? Probably not. Any idea what the Crimson Devil parts are about, though? Oh, that's probably a crayfish. You see them around here every so often. Oh, that might be it. What's a crayfish? They're red things, kind of look like crabs. They even have 2 big claws, just like the devil's supposed to. I wouldn't be surprised if a crayfish inspired the whole thing. Yep, especially when you put it like that. Thanks, Kenneth. Das war so klar. Okay, then Upper-class dormitory Lotte. Hello. I can't think of a better person to ask about the upper-class dorm. Excuse me, would you mind if I ask you a question? Of course not. How can I help you? So I'm investigating the 7 mysteries of the Academy. There's one story about a poltergeist in the storm, but would you know if there's any truth to that? Yeah, I do, in fact. Some of the more experienced mates told me all about it. I've seen it for myself. You've actually seen the poltergeist? Oh, not quite. There was a much simpler explanation behind all the havoc. As the story goes, plates are broken and utensils thrown about the kitchen, correct? But these things happen when girls try their hands at cooking for the first time. The kitchen can get very chaotic. It tends to hit its peak in May when more of them want to practice for the cooking classes. But I think a poltergeist makes for far more interesting corporate than people are sharing stories. Ah, that explains it. Thanks for clearing everything up. I'm glad I could be of help. And that's the 7th mystery elucidated. In the end, none of them turned out as spooky as I'd hoped, but oh well. I'll Barry won't be too disappointed. Alle davon waren einfach relativ dumm. Ich muss wirklich dumm nennen. Aber hey. People like to gossip and make things up. It looks like you finished your investigation. Can you tell me what you've learned? Sure, let me go through them one by one. I see. Condensation, magazines, a test. None of those are supernatural at all. I also didn't expect any of them to be real, but the truth is even more pathetic than I thought it would be. Pathetic ist eine gute Beschreibung dafür, ja. I agree. Although it's kind of interesting that people were able to make such fantastic stories out of perfectly ordinary things. I suppose that's true. So I'd like to thank you for looking into everything for me. So here you go. It's something hexed with one of my favorite curses. Thanks. tell you the truth, I'm really surprised none of the mysteries had anything to do with the old schoolhouse. It seems like the perfect setting for a good ghost story. I wonder why it didn't come up. I mean, we already know there are strange monsters in there. What are you talking about? Of course it comes up in the real Zentrum mysteries, at least. Huh? Could you say that again? I couldn't quite make that out. I didn't say a word. Perhaps the investigation has gotten to you. I could have sworn I have heard you saying something about the real Zentrum mysteries. Oh well, it's probably a better idea not to get into it. Ich könnte mir gut vorstellen, wie zum Beispiel eine sprechende Katze sich umwandelndes altes Schulgebäude. Ja. Das sind so zwei Dinger zum Beispiel. Ich kann mir auch gut vorstellen, dass Klasse 7 auch ein Mysterium sein würde für einige Schüler. Aber ja.